Hello everyone, welcome to this today's tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to use Adobe Audition. And if it is your first time here on coming along this video, please consider clicking the link below there that is subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. To begin on how to use Adobe Audition, first thing you need to purchase the Adobe Audition and your computer must be 8 GB RAM, and to open it you will come here, you get it. For me, in my case, you can say I have Adobe Audition CC2 of 15, and then I have another one which is for 2020. So today basically we are going to use which is Adobe Audition 2020. As you can see here, perhaps you may be having 2021, so you can use whatever you can use, but today we are going to show you, perhaps you are familiar with this or you may have Adobe Audition 2020 or the latest one. So once what you are going to do is to open it, and once you open it, it will look something like this. So the first thing before you begin in using Adobe Audition is to set your speakers, which is very important, or the device which is your computer is connected to. You may be using headphone or you may be using external sound card. So what you can do basically is to check first, and what you do is by going to place written edit. And in edit there, you go down to place written preferences. So in the preferences section, you are going to choose audio hardware. This thing called audio hardware, you're going to click it. And once you are there, this way you can set the speakers you are using. If you are using the monitors, you can put to audio and select another one. If you are using headphone, you can choose from there. But basically for me, I'm using a computer sound, so there is no any external sound card connected to the device. So what you're going to do, you're going to select the, if in case you are like me, you're using a laptop, and there's no sound card and there's no externals which are connected to computer. So what you're going to do is to select like internal, and then you can choose this one which is written speakers. Then in this one, in case you are using or you have connected external devices, you can go ahead here and click audio. Then from the list of audio, you can be given things like options of devices which are connected to your computer. For me, like you can see M Audio. If you are using M Audio, you can use it. If you're using FL Studio, you can choose it. Basically, for me now, since I'm using laptop and perhaps you may be using laptop, what you're going to do is to select MME, and then you select this one. This one will be selecting itself automatically. And then latency, you need to leave it as low as possible, which is 200 ms. Then you click. What you have to do, basically you cannot change a lot of things here. Just go ahead and click OK. So once in the OK section, perhaps you want to record your track or you want to record your audio. First things to do is to go here ahead here to the channel, and then you click here new. You may be choosing it audio file or multi-track session. The another one is CD layout, but basically the common one which I use is multi-track session and audio files. You want to use an audio and you want to connect it with your vocals. So there are so many things you can do from there. If you want to use the music somewhere or something like an audio and you want to talk, you have a voiceover, the best thing to do is to choose multi-track session. And the other one, if you're using a solo sound that you wanted just to record your voice so that people can listen to it, you can use audio file. So basically today, I'm going to show you all the two steps. The first thing I can do here is I will show you how to use a solo track, which is like audio file. This one basically can be used for podcast. So you can go ahead and name your project. For me, I may say my first project in using my first project in Adobe Audition. Then you latencycy say it has to be 44. You can go with others, but for recording or for a clear sound, you can use 44 100. Then this one you are going to use as stereo, since you want to collect the voices from different parts of the computer. Then you for bit depth, here you can use it, select 24, and then you click here OK. To test if our machine is working, so before you do anything in recording your vocals here, first of all, you need to select what your device is connected to. and this include like you go ahead here like to this one, you go to edit section, and then you click audio hardware. Then you'll find that everything seems to be in place. So you just click OK. And then to test our voice, we're basically gonna have to go over to a place written here record, as you can see with the red button, and then you can click it over and you can say anything. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. If it's your first time here, please consider supporting me by clicking subscribe, please, in the link down below there. Thank you. So you can see the audio which is recorded. You can listen to it and see. You can say anything. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. As you can see now, we already recorded our vocals and it's something like that. But we can see the sound is very low. So what we can do in this case here, we are just going to go over and come here to say adjust amplitude. Or you can come here and say amplify. But basically the shortest way you can go is by coming to amplitude, and then once your audio is like this, the first thing to do is to select. How do you select? You can click control, that is control plus A to select all, and then you come here and you increase the amplitude, which you have done manually. But there is another way also. You can come and increase the volume by coming to effects, then you come to amplify, and then you click amplify. It's another way also you can increase the volume. So let's go back and listen to it again once more. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. Yes, we can see now the voice is at least a little bit raised. But now again, we can see there is background noise on the audio while we are listening to it. So what you can do here is basically you're gonna have to expand. That's meant by coming like this. You expand and then you expand something like this, and then we go back not too little. This is far more than what we expect, so we're gonna expand it a little bit like this. Then we're gonna take it over. We select, we think there is a noise addition, so we can see here there is a little breath. So in this place of breath, we're gonna highlight it. That's mean you left click. You have to left click and then you drag to the right side. Then from there, you go to effects, and then from effects, you click noise reduction and restoration. Then what you're gonna do there is say you capture noise print. First thing you have to do is capture noise print and click it OK. And then from there, you highlight all by Control plus A, and then you come up here and to effects, and then you come to noise reduction and restoration. You're gonna come here and say adaptive noise reduction. Then you click apply. Then from there you could go over again to effects. Then you come to noise and reduction. Then you come and click again, say noise reduction process, and then you click apply. We can see now our audio is a bit clear and listen to it how it is. It is something like this. Let's listen. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. If it's your first time here, please consider supporting me by clicking subscribe, please. So we can see our voice is a little bit okay. So what you can do here is get out of the breath, something like a like this. If you can see I'm breathing. Let's listen. If you can see a breath there. So what you're gonna do is left click, and then you're gonna have to left click, and then you drag to the right. Then you come here and say to the effect, and then you say silent. Or you can come here and do it manually by left clicking, and then you drag to the left to reduce the sound. Then that one will apply automatically. Today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe. So however, you may be doing your work like this and you found out that there's some part which you do not want it to be involved in the recording. Perhaps you don't want it, you just want to remove it. So what you can do in this case, you just come over and listen to it. The part you don't want, you remove. Like for me, I'm going to begin from beginning to show you what I mean by that. So let's assume you are here. You just click here, something like here, to take the audio back to the beginning. And then you listen to it over and you can say anything. So you can see for this part, I'm not interested in it. What I'm going to do is to delete it. How do I delete it? You come here and you left click and then you drag it to the left. Then from there, you can either press the backspace or delete key to delete one of the choice. So for me, I'm going to click backspace and it will get the part removed. So when we listen to it, it will be like, hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. If it's your first time here, please consider supporting me by clicking subscribe. So we can listen to it and we see our audio is like that. So what we have to do now from this one is to go back here and click it all. You control plus A to select all. Then you come to effects. Then we can say our audio is okay. You come to effects and then you come to to you come to effect and then you come to effect and then you have to normalize everything to be okay. So what you have to do is to normalize. So you just come here and say you want to normalize, but normalize you have to go back to a single base compressor band and then you select it to be, since now we can see most of our audio is falling on 9, -9, as we can see here. So we are just going to click apply. So we can see our audio is very straightforward and clean. Now we want to save it. So basically, there are so many more that you can learn, so many things you can get to interact with, but I'm going to show you in other tutorials in the future when you are here. So it's a basic of time. There are so many more that we can learn, that's using effects and using something like filters like EQ and amplify uh, and using pitch correction, that's like auto tune and so many more that I'm going to show you in the further tutorials that are going to come in the few days to come. So now let's assume you have your audio like this and you want to save it. So basically when you want to save this audio so that you can save it like an audio, you can go back here and say you go to place written here file, you click it, then you go down to place written export, and here you're going to say export a file. So right here, you're going to select MP3, which is written MP3, and then that's the formatting. And then the place where you can save it, you can choose your location anywhere. So perhaps you want to choose where to save it, you can go to browse. And then perhaps for this tutorial, I'm going to save it maybe in desktop. You can save it wherever you want to save it, and then we can say my past project in Adobe Audition, and we have to confirm first if it is written MP3. Then we're gonna go ahead. If you want to save it for, you can also save it for waveform. If you want to use it for other projects like this one, if you want to open it later on and edit it in Adobe Audition, you can save it as a waveform. But as for now, we want to save it as audio since it is a final and we want to share the track or listen to it. So, or have it in our device so that it can play, in our device, we have to choose it and make it MP3. And we click it and we click here and we click here, say save. And then down here, audio, you leave it to 44.100 gigahertz, and then you format setting is 192. Here we can change it and we put it something like uh, 128, which is most commonly used, which can be fitting in our phones and a CD, and we click OK. And then here we're gonna click basically say OK, and in this place just write yes. So our audio is saved. So to find our audio where we save it, we have to go back and find where we save it. We can see here we save our audio in the desktop. So as you can see, so we are just going basically to open it and play it and see. Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you tutorials on how to use Adobe Audition. If it's your first time here, please consider supporting me by clicking subscribe, please, in the link down below there. Thank you. Okay, right. As you can see. Now, Let's assume you want to record a song or you want to attach your vocals to a melody, to a voice, to an audio. Perhaps you want to sing, you want to do something like that. So what you basically gonna do, you're gonna come over here to your once you are there in your Adobe Audition, you're gonna click File, then you're gonna click and say New. And in this case, we are not going to choose again audio file. We are going to choose multi-track session since we are dealing with more than one audio or one sound, since there will be vocals and there will be music or beat, which is accompanied or attached to the song. So what we are going to do, we are going to choose here, we are going to come basically to File and we say New. And in this place of New, we click multi-track session. We're going to click on it. Then we save our file. We say my first. Perhaps you could save it in another way, but this one I'm going to show you just for the purpose of tutorial. We're going to say my first audio music in Adobe Audition. And then we're going to select where to save it. The same thing, we're going to choose desktop. And then we're going to click select folder. And then from here, we leave it to none. And we leave everything just the way it is in most cases, 44, 100, 24, 24 bytes, and we choose stereo. And then we click OK. The reason why we leave this one in stereo, basically, well, if you select it to mono, it will select the music will play on only one part. But now since we want it to play in all parts, since if you are using speakers to will play in two speakers, we're going to choose it in stereo and click it OK. Now we are here in our multi-track session, and before you do anything, as I told you before, first of all, you have to go fast and come and check where your audio is connected to, or to confirm so that your voice can be recorded. So what you can do, you come to Edit, and you come here to Preferences down below. Then you come to Audio Hardware to see everything is okay. If you're using external speakers or an audio interface, you can go ahead and choose it from here. That's mean you're gonna have to choose it to audio, and then you from audio, then you come here. If you're using audio for all, it is not basically you can use it. If you're adding audio, for example, you can go ahead and select it. So for my case, since I'm using a computer, you may be wondering why your voice is not being recorded or you are not listening to anything that you are saying. It's because of this. So you're going to come here, since I'm using my laptop and no earphone attached to it, I'm going to come here and select MME. You're going to select MME and click it. Then select yes. Then here we're going to leave everything basically the way it is, in internal microphone, speakers, and then we leave less than set to be 200. Because basically why we leave it 200, if we select it to above, we found that our audio is recording late or it is misbehaving, cannot record information fast as we speak. So basically we choose it 200, which is the minimal that will allow your voice to be picked at the right time. You said it and it's been picked. So we're gonna select it 200, 44, 4800, and then we click OK. 4800 for height, and then we click OK. Then before we record again, we're gonna have to come here in this place written here, track. In the place of track, let's assume we need to put our track here so that we can record it. So basically here, what we have to do so that our voice get recorded or our voice get to be recognized by machine, we're gonna click here. We come here, we click default where it's written default, and we choose say mono. From mono here, we select since the voice will be picked by a microphone or anything, a singular equipment attached to the computer. Since now we are using laptop, we wanted to pick information from the computer. So we have to click here mono, and we select. Even if you are using an audio interface, it still remain mono, and you select the audio interface which is connected. Since now we are using computer, we will just select internal microphone. Then we are good to go. Now, if you want to test to see if everything is okay, you're gonna have to come here. First, you have to remove this toggle clip. You have to select it and you remove it, and then you come here to place which is written R. R to mean record. So you're gonna click R to see if your voice. You can see now my voice is being picked by computer because you can see the the latency is playing here. This shows now my voice is being picked by computer. So don't forget, if you want to record, you always go ahead here and click place written R and make it click it. If you see your voice is shown here, it means everything is okay. So now let's assume I want now to record and I want to put my beat or anything so that I can attach it to it so that I can sing on it. This is what I'm going to do. You're gonna come here and I'm going to import an audio. So how do I do that? I'm going to go to my folder here and look for a beat which I want to sing with it. So I'm going to come here to my beat and look for a beat which I want to use to sing alongside it. So let's assume I want to sing this one, which is like I'm a piano. So I'm going to select it and I bring it down here and go and bring it down to place which is written this one. And then I'm going to put it here to this channel, leave it there. Then from here, we can go ahead now and listen to the beat and see how it is. All right, you can see now we have successfully import our audio. Now it's time for us to record. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this part, this bar here, which is a bar of sound. You can see my sound is playing here. So I'm gonna put it to this bar and select it there. Now I want the magic one to happen here. I have to drag this one back by right click, left clicking, and take it to the left. Then I'm going to come here down since I've already selected my mic, which is written here R, recording, which is for recording, a little red here, you can see. Then I come here to a circle, which is written record. So I'm going to click record. I'm going to click record. That means I have to click it once. So I have to click, let's go. Yeah, as you can see now. So I'm going to sing, and you can see I'm singing. Yeah. This is for me. This is for you. This is for me. This is for you. Purchase your tracks today. This is for me. Well, I'm not that good in singing, so I just wanted to try out so that you can learn something and see and learn from it since we use Adobe Audition for many things. So I just want to see to show you if everything is okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and play to see if everything is recorded. Let's go ahead. Yeah. As you can see now. So I'm going to sing and you can see I'm singing. Basically, we have recognized that my voice has been recorded, but the tone or the volume is a little bit low, and we can basically listen to the beat and we hardly listen to the audio which has been recorded. So what we are going to do, the same thing. We are going to come here and double click this part, this area here, you double click so that you can open our mixer. And then our mixer, we're gonna highlight everything and increase it and amplify the volume. That means what I'm going to do, I'm going to click Control plus A. That means select all. As I told you, you can either amplify your volume using this arrow here. By you can go ahead here like you left clicked. If you see it is turning green, as you can see blue, then you take it to the right. You take it to the right, which means you are increasing the volume. Then we can go back by clicking multi-track session. Then we are back. So we want to listen to it if we can listen to our voice well. Let's go. Yeah, as you can see now. So I'm going to sing and you can see I'm singing. So you can see now our voice is a little bit somewhere and we can listen to it. So we're gonna go ahead and we can see everything seems to be okay and everything is in place. This is a tutorial that I wanted to show you so that you can learn basic things about computer, how to use Adobe Audition, and so on and so forth. So today, I hope you have learned a little bit and you have learned something. For the other videos, check out the other videos that I've uploaded. You'll learn how to edit, how to compress, how to use auto tune, how to change your voice to sound well, how to mix and how to do mastering. All those one I'm going to show you in the other videos. or you can go ahead there in in the link which I have indicated below, and you learn more about Adobe Audition. All right, this for today. In case you want to save this one, the same method, we're gonna come here to file, and we're gonna come here. If you want to save our project, we're gonna come to file, and then we come to export. And then here in export, you can see this file, place written file has disappeared, unlike the other one. So since this one is a multi-track session, we're gonna come to multi-track session and then say entire session. We're gonna say entire session. We're gonna go ahead and look where to save it. We select where to save our thing, like if it is in the desktop, we select desktop. Probably it's going to remain MP3 unless we want to use it for later on. We can save it as waveform. And then we come here, we leave everything the way it is, and we click basically OK. And you can see our audio is being exported there. All right. Thank you for today's tutorials. And I really thank you so much. If you have watched really from the beginning up to this end, thank you very much. You really mean a lot to me. So consider, please, you can support me by clicking subscribe there and the link below there. Thank you very much. Yeah. This is for me. This is for you.